Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. We're witnessing a totally fundamental shift in how the modern global economy operates. But to truly grasp this transition, we've got to look way beyond those obvious surface-level results and really unpack the hidden architecture underneath it all.
We have to ask ourselves, what is actually driving the circular economy? When we look around, sure, we see surface changes in sustainability and industry, but those are really just the outcomes. The actual mystery, the truly captivating part of all this, is the complex network of unseen forces powering these changes from way down below. It's kind of like looking at the face of a clock without understanding the incredibly complex gears ticking away inside.
And to guide us through this, we're pulling some core insights from a really fascinating framework developed by Genecapsule. Their work just provides the absolute perfect lens to help us map out these exact economic mechanics today.
Section 1. The surface, the circular economy defined.
Okay, so think of this whole transition like a massive iceberg. Above the water, the visible goal is pretty clear, right? An economic system aimed at eliminating waste through the continual, restorative use of resources. I mean, we all know the end goal is this complete, endless loop. But simply recognizing that goal, well, that's really only the very first step.
The contrast here is absolutely stark. We're actively abandoning the traditional linear take, make, dispose model, where we extract, build, and just throw it all away. In its place, disposal is literally being entirely replaced by restoration. But how do we actually pull off a pivot of this crazy magnitude across massive global supply chains?
Section 2. Going underwater. The hidden drivers.
Listen to this exact phrasing from Genecapsule's research: the hidden drivers enabling the circular economy. I want you to really notice that word enabling, because these aren't just passive pie-in-the-sky theories, they're the active, aggressive mechanisms acting as the literal engine for this real-world shift. So what makes this massive shift actually function behind the scenes? Well, moving away from a century of linear consumption requires a whole lot more than just good intentions. It requires highly complex reverse logistics, sweeping regulatory changes, and totally new data architectures existing completely out of plain sight. The circular economy absolutely demands a highly functional, highly technical architecture totally hidden in the background.
And these unseen forces really share three vital traits. They're hidden from the everyday consumer, they actively enable totally new business models, and they are entirely systemic. They essentially form this vast root system holding up that visible iceberg we talked about, allowing those surface-level sustainability practices to actually take root and scale globally.
Section 3. The big picture. Why it matters. Grasping all of this isn't just some academic exercise. It's a real competitive advantage. It requires a pretty clear progression for us. First, you observe the surface changes in your industry. Second, you recognize the hidden enablers driving them, things like changing policy or material science. And third, you understand the massive systemic shift at play. This framework literally moves us from making casual, everyday observations to true predictive understanding.
So, the big question I want to leave you with today is this. What unseen forces are secretly shaping our economic future? As you look at the transitions happening in your own industry tomorrow, really ask yourself what hidden drivers are acting as the architecture behind the scenes. Because honestly, once you know exactly where to look, you are going to see the invisible foundation of the circular economy absolutely everywhere.